Good afternoon, guys. Welcome to the online tour of Henan University of Chinese Medicine. I am your teacher, Liu Liming. You can call me Gloria. I graduated with an MA from the Education University of Hong Kong. Now I'm a candidate for PhD. I work in the School of International Education, Henan University of Chinese Medicine. I have been a teacher of Chinese language and Chinese culture course for 4 years. Welcome to Henan, the birthplace of traditional Chinese medicine culture, and the new campus of Henan University of Chinese Medicine. A history of Henan is half of Chinese history. Henan is an important birthplace of the Chinese nation and the Chinese civilization. Our ancestors not only created miracles of civilization, but also created a splendid Chinese medicine culture in thousands of years of production and life. The Central Plains in Henan is the cradle of traditional Chinese culture. In Henan, there are a lot of remains of the ancient Chinese mythological fiction. Fuxi drawing the trigrams, Yi Yin inventing decoration, Suren drawing wood to make fire, Yi Di making wine, etc. The Central Plains of Henan is also the birthplace of China's most ancient tribal leader, Emperor Huang and Saint of Medicine Zhang Zhongjing. The culture of Zen, material art, and medicine in Shaolin Temple, Tai Chi were also born in Henan. Huangdi's internal classic, Shen Nong's classic material medical, treatise on febrile diseases are China's earliest existing book and the symbol of maturity of TCM theory, are also closely connected with Henan. The books are still playing an important role in guiding the clinical practice of traditional Chinese medicine. Especially the idea of harmony was formed in the Central Plains, which is also the core concept of TCM culture. The advantaged natural conditions have made Henan province with the richest resources of traditional Chinese medicine, such as 4 major Huaiqing medicines. There are so many kinds of herbal spices that the reserve of Chinese medicine first ranks in China. In ancient Chinese cosmology, China is the center of heaven and earth. Huangdi's internal classic highlights the wisdom and experience of the doctors of Chinese medicine for thousands of years, and it is the earliest medical masterpieces in Chinese history. Chinese medicine is a unique science. It reflects the ancient Chinese people's exploration into the law of human and Chinese medicine has protected the prosperity of the Chinese nation for thousands of years. Under the guidance of ancient native materialism and the spontaneous delicacies, based on the theory of yin and yang and the 5 elements, TCM has constructed the system of visceral of manifestation theory. It relates people to nature and forms the holism of traditional Chinese medicine. In comprehensive analysis of the 4 examination methods of inspection, auscultation and afflections, inquiry and pulse-taking, and palpation. It explored etiology, pathogenicity, and the location of the disease. By the analysis of pathologies and the changes of 5 viscera and 6 balls, meridian and collateral, body joints, qi, blood, fluid, and humor to learn about the experience and debilitation of the healthy qi and pathogenic qi, to identify the disease and the type of syndrome, formulate and the treatment of sweat, vomit, descent, harmony, warm, clean, complement, cleminate, and so on, to achieve the harmony of yin and yang in the human body and get recovery. The culture of traditional Chinese medicine originated in Henan. The great works of traditional Chinese medicine were born in Henan. The masters of traditional Chinese medicine gathered in Henan. The culture of traditional Chinese medicine developed in Henan. And the resources of Chinese medical materials rank third in the country. Henan, as the hometown of medical sage Zhang Zhongjing. In recent years, the Provincial Party Committee and the provincial government has attached the great importance to the construction of traditional Chinese medicine culture, especially giving strong support to the construction of our school. The construction of the new campus in our school started in 2003. The Longzihu campus of our university covers an area of 1,309 mu, with the planned construction area of 440,000 square meters. The campus started construction in 2004, and the main body of the university was relocated in 2012. Up to now, 366,900 square meters have been completed and put into use, including teaching laboratory building, library, student comprehensive training center, small comprehensive building, 2 student canteens, 10 student dormitories, and 2 sports venues, accounting for 30% of the planned construction area. The green area of the campus is 340,000 square meters, and 40,000 square meters of Henan traditional Chinese medicine botanical garden with the characteristics of traditional Chinese medicine has been built. The new campus of Henan University of Chinese Medicine is located in the best land in the high school district of Longzi Lake area, Zhengdong New District, Zhengzhou City. The planning graph of Longzi Lake University Park is approximately circular, with 3 inner and outer circles. The inner circle is a large lake surface. The middle circle is the community center of the college park, and the outer circle is the universities. The new campus of Henan University of Chinese Medicine is located on the south outer circle block on the north-south axis passing through the Third Circle Road. This advantage is clearly manifested through the linear open space of the campus. The campus area is approximately square, and the surrounding roads and the traffic are extremely convenient. The formal language conveyed by a square plot has a great ambiguity and a strong personality. There are no rivers, mountains, power resources, railways, communication networks, etc. near our school. Our school is in a quiet neighborhood, and the building is a reasonable distance from the street, so every child in the class can clearly hear what the teacher is saying, not all other sounds in and out of the classroom. School facilities are designed for joint use by the school and the community. Students, teachers, and the community can jointly use the school's sports fields, canteens, library. Everyone, including teachers and their family members, can take a walk by the lake and visit the Chinese Medicine Botanical Garden. Appropriately developed resources in 10 places, saving construction land and use experimental buildings and living quarters. The ground floor of the student dormitory is elevated to leave the large area of green space, and other planning and design techniques to create a large forest greenery to guide the cool air from the water surface to the teaching area, from natural ventilation to remove indoor heat. Underground parking garages can use the stable temperature underground to heat up or cool down the interior. And planting greenery on the roof can have the same effect. The greening layout forms a systematic and networked relationship with the surrounding greening system. The large depths of the experimental building is equipped with air shafts and other natural ventilation facilities, and the central hall and light hall are used for lightening the ventilation. Consider the reasonable orientation and the body shape when planning the building orientation. Effective sun visors are installed in the sun window, and attention is paid to the heat insulation, thermal insulation, and air tightness in craters of the external maintenance system of the building. The centralized layout of buildings and the reduction of the number of buildings will improve the all-over economic efficiencies of campus buildings. Concentrated buildings will exchange for convenience transportation space, shorten people's walking routes, and reduce energy consumptions. Henan University of Chinese Medicine is a university with Chinese government scholarship for training overseas students. Over the past 6 years, Henan University of Chinese Medicine has calculated more than 3,000 overseas students from more than 50 countries, playing an important demonstration and a leading role in the opening up of Chinese medicine in Henan province. In recent years, in the educational part phase of being internationally renewed and demonstrably first class. The education of overseas students has entered a stage of rapid development, which provides strong support for the construction of double world-class project disciplines in the university. The higher education of traditional Chinese medicine is an important part of China's higher education, and the education of overseas students of traditional Chinese medicine in China is also an important part of China's higher education of traditional Chinese medicine. Thus, to develop the education of overseas students of traditional Chinese medicine in China is still an important part of the university's connection of construction. What was displayed in front of everyone was the sketch-made diagram of the school's campus. The overall plan was designed by Tsinghua University, adopting the design concept of large dynasty. On the west side of the campus is Tianyi Lake, which covers an area of more than 40 mil. On the area east side is the Henan Traditional Chinese Medicine Botanical Garden. The long building in the middle is the Teaching and Experimental Building, which undertakes all the functions of teaching, scientific research, and office. The span is 640 meters. Construction area of 160,000 square meters. The motto of Henan University of Chinese Medicine is morality and erudition, inheritance and innovation, respective the experience that history has left to mankind, and comfort to harmony between all things and mankind. The south gate of the school, where we are now, was completed and put into use in December 2012, with a span of 105 meters and a height of 7.45 meters. The overall design of the gate is viewed from the middle to the west. The front facade looks like a tower of the Great Wall, and the side facade looks like 3 books standing up higher. The 2 reliefs on the front facade are based on the Zhongyue Songshan Mountain and the Yellow River respectively, which coincides with the design context of China, the control plans, and the traditional Chinese medicine. On the basis of inheriting the culture contagion of traditional Chinese medicine, it fully integrates the profound culture characteristics of the central plains. The mountain is yang, the river is yin, the day is yang, and the night is yin. Traditional Chinese medicine culture emphasizes the balance of yin and yang, and the unity of heaven and earth. The concept of harmony and unity of yin and yang is reflected in the design of the 2 reliefs. The relief on the west side is the sanctuary of Songshan Mountain in Zhongyue. The Yellow River stretches for thousands of miles, at the confluence of the most influential river and Luo River in Henan. Whenever the Yellow River is surging, affected by the rising water level of the Yellow River, the Luo River will appear as calm as a mirror. The library standing on the shore of Tianyi Lake has a construction area of 30,400 square meters and a height of 38 meters. Among them, the top of the ground is 8 floors. The first floor is designated with a design collection of 1.27 million copies and 2,470 seats for designing and reading. Library engineering construction funds have been strongly supported by the national and provincial governments. In 2012, it was included in the basic capacity building of universities in central and western universities in the country. In recent years, it will be supported by the central and provincial government of 95 million yuan. The museum has complete facilities and rich functions. In addition to the functions of the library, the building of the Henan University of Chinese Medicine Museum is built on the first floor of the building, including Medical History Museum, Zhongjing Museum, Chinese Medicine Museum, and School History Museum. There is also a 350 standard academics lecture hall and a 150 standard conference hall. The Ancient Books Library of Henan University of Chinese Medicine Library was founded in 1958. It collects varied books, photocopied publications, and high-quality antiqual books during the Republic of China and the early days of the founding of the People's Republic of China. We published classics of traditional Chinese medicine. The collection focuses on ancient Chinese medicine thread-bound books. It is one of the earliest and large-scale ancient Chinese medicine bookstores in Chinese medicine colleges and universities across the country. It is also the main collection unit for traditional Chinese medicine ancient books in the Central Plains. Ancient Books Key Production Unit. The library now has a total collection of more than 33,000 volumes, including more than 1,600 kinds of ancient books. The collection editions are mainly engraved editions. In addition, there are more than 60 types of movable type books and manuscripts, and more than 1,200 volumes of more than 140 types of the lithographed editions. There are more than 200 kinds of rare books in the library. Ancient Chinese medicine books are an important carrier of traditional Chinese medicine culture and knowledge inheritance. And the collection of ancient Chinese medicine books is a treasure house of resources for the development of characteristics Chinese medicine education in our school. In recent years, while doing a good job in the protection of ancient books, the Ancient Books Bank has actively carried out development and utilization work, and provide funding for the National Ancient Book completion and publication projects, collection and annotation of rare classics by Master of Traditional Chinese Medicine. the library of ancient medicine master in the Central Plains. Ancient volume, ancient books collection, sorting and publishing, etc., providing version support with the protection of ancient books resources and the deep development and utilization of ancient books. The Ancient Books Library will play an increasingly important role. The Henan Medical History Museum is one of the few exhibition halls in Chinese medicine colleges that dominate the history of local medicine. It is also the most comprehensive exposition hall to show Henan's history. The building has more than 400 square meters of construction, including the Preface Hall, Henan Past Medical History Exhibition, and Henan Traditional Chinese Medicine Culture Relics Exhibitions. The museum currently has more than 200 collections, such as ancient books, bronze, ceramics, calligraphy, and painting. As an important part of the Henan Traditional Chinese Medicine Museum, the museum has medicine history will become a society with its rich and heavy display content, traditional and modern exhibition forms, and the function of integrating Chinese medicine enlightenment, educational, and the publicates of traditional Chinese medicine culture. Volkswagen understands the important widow of Henan in Chinese medicine and the preventical colleges. The exhibition hall where we are now is the Preface Hall. Henan is located in the Central Plains, with a long history, profound culture, and famous doctors. It is one of the important birthplaces of traditional Chinese medicine culture. The group of reliefs in the front of us is composed of 3 parts. The middle part is a large-scale map of Henan that contains medical content in the form of oracle bones, characters in the Yan runes. The surrounding figures are decorated with Shang and Zhou bronze patterns and 8 trigrams, implying the culture of traditional Chinese medicine in Henan. It has a long history and profound heritage. The left part of the relief uses the majestic Songshan Mountain, the vast Yellow River, He Tu Luo Shu, and Fuxi's hexagrams as the main elements, revealing the ideas of yin and yang, 5 elements, Yi, and the correspondence between heaven and man that ancient ancestors learned from the nature, taking root in the fertile soil and the Central Plains has laid a solid philosophical foundations. The right part of the relief uses elements such as Shen Nong, Huangdi, Zhang Zhongjing, Huangdi Neijing, treatise on febrile diseases and other elements to show the ancient famous doctors and the sage who made outstanding contributions to the development history of Henan traditional Chinese medicine. On the upper part of the Preface Hall, there is a round yin and yang diagrams with sky blue lights and as the main shape, and on the lower part is a meridians flow diagram with 4 o'clock, square, 12 meridians, and other characters carved on the square stone, taking the sky round, place, time, and space are connected, revealing that the ancient ancestors observed the world, imitated nature, and deepened their understanding of human life, which eventually led to the formation of traditional Chinese medicine. The preface part used a large number of elements and symbols of Henan traditional Chinese medicine culture, aiming to three-dimensionally present the theoretical characteristics and the profound connotations of Henan traditional Chinese medicine. Sitting at the core of the medical ethics pavilion is Sun Simiao, the king of medicine. He was invited from his hometown, Sunjiayuan village, Yaoxiang County, Tongchuan, Shanxi province, with respect and admiration. Next to him are the conceptual shapes of Ganoderma lucidum and other Chinese herbal medicine, fully showing the elements of our Chinese medicine. Sun Simiao discussed that medical ethics has an extremely important position in the history of Chinese medicine. He pioneered the theory of great physician scientificity in thousands of golden prescriptions, which comprehensively discussed the medical ethics that doctors must abide by. Human life is the most important thing, and there are precious thousands of gold. If one set helps it, the virtue is more than this. Therefore, his book is named after 1,000 gold prescriptions. In addition, his achievements in medical research are also very rich, and everyone respects him as the king of medicine. He is a well-deserved famous scientist and thinker in ancient China, as famous as Hippocrates in the Western countries. Behind him is the great Dr. Science. It is presented in us in the form of scroll, which fully respect the background of the time. Because Sun Simiao was from the Tang Dynasty, the most books in the Tang Dynasty were in the form of scrolls. However, the thread-bound books similar in shape of the modern books did not appear until the middle of the Ming Dynasty. The Botanical Garden is located on the southeast side of the university and covers an area of 138 acres. The overall planning positioning is based on the teaching, scientific research, science popularization education, and ornamental. And since the first phase of 500 Chinese medicine plants have been completed. The Botanical Garden is divided into Henan Dao, Daolistic Pharmaceutical Plant Area, the surrounding province land, the Harmon Medical Area, the Vine Pharmaceutical Plant Area, the Arctic Pharmaceutical Plant Area, the Viewing Pharmaceutical Plant Area, the Scientific Research Experiment Area, the Greenhouse Bleeding Area, and the Yin Biological Pharmaceutical Medicine 8 districts, such as plant areas. The path of the entire park is designed according to the shape of the dragon. This position we stand in the position of the dragon head. Now, please visit our botanical garden with me. Each plant in the park has a sign. While the signs are made, they all add a QR code. They all add a QR code. As long as you take out your mobile phone and swipe the QR code, you can learn more about the morphological characteristics, life characteristics, and the various details knowledge of the plant. Next, we came to the first exhibition hall, the exhibition hall of soaked specimens of traditional Chinese medicine. The soaked specimen can keep the original shape and color of the stems, leaves, flowers, and fruits of medicinal plants intact, making the characteristics of the organs of the plants obvious. It is both teaching materials and a work of art. The medicinal plants that grow in different regions and in different seasons are gathered in one room, integrating knowledge, education, science, and artists. There are more than 700 bottles of soaked specimens of traditional Chinese medicine plants exhibit in this area, arranged according to the natural classification of botany from low to high, involving 100 families, more than 650 species and variants. Most of these plants are distributed in Henan province. There are also a small number distributed in surrounding province. Henan University of Chinese Medicine has a very long history of making soaked specimens. It starts in the 1980s. The specimen production technology was gradually inherited through the inheritance of 3 generations of herbarium teachers. This production technology obtained a national patent in 2008. The specimens we made have 2 major characteristics. One is that specimens do not fade or deform, and the other is that the specimen can be stored for a very long time. You can see that the bottle was made in 1958. The color and the shape of the specimen are very close to the fresh plants. 后母雾鼎, also known as 司母雾鼎, was named after the word 后母雾, cast on the inner wall of the belly of Ding. It is the masterpiece of the Shang Dynasty bronze. It had survived thousands of years of erosion. Covetous plunderers and steel-saws villagers used to break it before it completed its 3,000 years long ordeal, and stood in the exhibition halls of National Museum of China, enjoying the reputation of the treasure of the town and the country. It is 1.1 meters long, 0.78 meters wide, 1.33 meters tall, and weighs 834 kilograms. The main body of the Ding is rectangular with 4 hollow legs underneath. The Ding has 2 handles, decorated with tiger eating human patterns on the outside. Outside the main body, there are a variety of patterns, including Taotie pattern, bull head pattern, and other animal patterns. Increasing the culture relieves itself of the sense of dignity. The casting of Hou Mu Wu Ding fully illustrates that the bronze casting in the late Shang dynasty was not only large in scale, but also well organized to represent the highly developed bronze culture of the Shang dynasty. But ever since this huge bronze vessel was discovered, it had experienced a lot of frustration. In 1969, in Anyang, Henan province, which was under Japanese rule, Wu Peiwen, a villager from Wuguan village, together with another more than 40 villagers, dug out a large ding, the Hou Mu Wu Ding. They want to sell this ding to an ethical dealer who offered 200,000 yuan, but he insisted the ding broke into 10 pieces and packed for shipment. This was to prevent the Japanese from finding out about the looting. But because the tripod was too hard, the crushing plan failed. Finally, they had to hide the tripod until it was handed over to the museum. Narrow escaped from death, the Hou Mu Wu Ding have finally stood in front of the world entirely. The identity of the national treasure not only led it after the catastrophe and survived, but also demonstrated the king identity of mysterious majorist. Hou Mu Wu Ding of our university is copied at a ratio of 1:1, and the size, weight, and composition are exactly the same. The university places the Hou Mu Wu Ding here. On the one hand, it is harmonious. Our ancestors intersect with the original water and fire through ding and harmonize it. On the other hand, we also hope that our student will be able to work hard, become a responsible person.
Go, go, go!
The base of our school's national flag stands is open on the 3 sides and closed on one side. There are 3 meanings of openness. First, an open school running concept. Second, an open exchange of talents. And third, an open academic thought. Another aspect that is close is to uphold the characteristics of Chinese medicine culture. And we must pass on the precious wealth of Chinese medicine accumulated by our ancestors and carry it forward. This red granite channel is especially prepared for the welcome distinguished guests and the rising flags when they visit our school. Every Monday and major holidays, our university's National Flag Guard team will set off from the Hou Mu Wu Ding under the building to hold a grand and solemn flag-raising ceremony. The Hou Mu Wu Ding is a representative work of Chinese bronze and a symbol of the history and the civilization of the Chinese nation. The process of college students carrying the nature flags on their shoulder and starting from the 后母屋顶 means that this generation of young people shoulders the heaviest responsibility of the motherland, inherits the heavy history and culture, and walks along the right solid road to a brilliant future. In the Zhongjing Central Square, the first thing that catches the eye is the statue of Zhang Zhongjing, the medical sage, which was donated by Henan Wanxi Pharmaceutical during the 50th anniversary of our university in 2008. The statue of Zhongjing is 5.85 meters high, and the steps below are 63 centimeters. Granite materials. Henan is the important birthplace of Chinese civilization, and the talents come from in large numbers. Among the 14 saints recognized by our country, 6 of them belong to Henan, namely Zhang Zhongjing, the sage of medicine, Du Fu, the sage of poetry, Wu Daozi, the sage of painting, Fan Li, the sage of business, and the sage of science, Zhang Heng, Zhi Sheng, Zhu Geliang, etc. Zhang Zhongjing, also known as Zhang Ji, was one of the most eminent Chinese physicians during the later years of the Eastern Han era. He lived in today's Nanyang in Henan province. During his time, with warlords fighting for their own terrorists, many people were infected with fever disease. Zhang's family has no exception. He learned medicine by studying from his townsfellow, Zhang Bozu, and misleading from previous medical literature, and collecting many prescriptions elsewhere. Finally writing the medical masterpiece, 伤寒杂病论. Unfortunately, shortly after its publication, the book was lost during the wartime. Due to Zhang's contribution to traditional Chinese medicine, he is often regarded as the sage of Chinese medicine. Zhang's masterpiece was collected by later people and compiled into 2 books, namely the 伤寒论, in fully 伤寒杂病论, or Treatise on Fever Diseases, which was a discourse on how to treat epidemic infectious diseases causing fever prevalent during his era. And the other, highly influential doctrine, 金匮要略, a compendium of his clinical experiences. He established the medication principles and summed up the medical experience up until the Han Dynasty, thus making a great contribution to the development of traditional Chinese medicine. On this beautiful campus, you can see a sculpture of one of the most famous doctors in Chinese history, Zhang Zhongjing, who saved numerous lives 1,800 years ago. His medical work, Treatise on Fever Diseases, was one of the 4 classics in the Chinese medicine. Due to his contribution, he was regarded as the medical sage in China. Now, in our university, students from China and all around the world enjoy their studies and life every day. They have access to various scholarship resources, labs with advanced equipment as well as excellent sports facilities. The most renowned medical masters also join the faculty team to share their clinical experience with young students. All the learners are encouraged to interact with professors and their peers as much as possible. They can take every chance to improve academic performance and communication skills. They are creating a better future. Here, all the staff and faculty makes great efforts to support students. They always take Confucius teaching philosophy as their guideline, individualizing their instructions plan for different students' needs. Zhang Zhongjing's story always motivates everyone who belongs to Henan University of Chinese Medicine. They are dedicating themselves to boost the development of Chinese medicine and benefit more patients. The embossed wall behind the statue of the medical saint Zhongjing shows a series of deeds such as Zhang Zhongjing's determination to study medicine, hard work in medicine, sitting in the hall to practice medicine, and reading books. The inscription on the back of the relief wall is the calligraph work of Li Qiang, president of the Henan Provincial Calligraphy Academy, the vice chairman of the Henan Calligraphers Association, and the famous master treatise on febrile disease. The characters are carved in a one-to-one ratio. Through the purpose of this article, we can know the cause and the purpose of Zhang Zhongjing's medical study, the method and approach of studying medicine, and the requirements and standards of practicing medicine. Campus sports are divided into east and west parts, including stadium, swimming pools, cultural and sports centers, and inheritential exchange center. Students can practice Tai Chi on the playground. Tai Chi is a unique health-preserving exercise in China and one part of the traditional Chinese culture. Although there are different options on the origin of Tai Chi, most people believe that it originates in Chenjiagou, Wenxian County, Henan Province, where Chen Wangting created this activity in the late Ming and early Qing dynasty by combining traditional Confucian culture, Taoist philosophy, and the ancient techniques of moving and breathing with their meridian theory of traditional Chinese medicine. The yin-yang philosophy of Tai Chi includes static, dynamic, fast and slow. Chinese believe that dynamic is contained in statics, and fast is contained in slow. Tai Chi is the combination of these energies. Its fighting principle is also manual in the internal energy flows to achieve speed and power. The most important function of Tai Chi is to experience the theory of statics and dynamic in nature and life, and tune one's heart and figure in harmony with nature. 八段锦 is also one of the traditional Chinese health-preserving exercise. 八段 means this exercise consists of 8 movements. Ba Duan Jin and Tai Chi. Competitions are held every year on the university's east playground. The completion and use of the Moonlight Theater on the bank of Tianyi Lake in the school provides a good stage for the cultural activities and the leisure life of our teachers and students. The artistic performance in the Moonlight Theater not only enrich the campus life of teachers and students, but also demonstrate the unique culture charm and develop the construction achievement of our university, and at the same time added a strong touch to the construction of campus culture. In order to show our university students positive and lively spirit, enrich their spare time culture life, enhance their team cooperation spirit and the cohesion among students, and show our students elegance and vitality, the university will hold regular parties, and the students will enrich their college life and enhance their friendship through the colorful activities. Now please enjoy the performance played by the students in their free time.
사랑이 날 떠날 때 내 어깨를 두드리며 보낼 줄 알아야 시작도 한다고 얘기하지 않아도 가끔 서운게 해도 못 믿을 이 세상 너와 나 믿자니
Welcome to China. Welcome to Zhengzhou. Welcome to Henan University of Chinese Medicine.